Please put your hands together for Jonah Solheim. All right, so I was a little bit of a late bloomer in the romance department. By the time I was 14, I had dated nobody, and I thought all of my friends had had girlfriends at some point, or girlfriends or boyfriends at some point or another. I thought it's about time I get myself into the dating pool. So I started in social studies class, actually, where apparently everything starts. There was a girl who sat in front of me. She had very nice long hair. I thought that was very nice. I had never met her before. I had never seen her before. Most of the kids that I went to school with went through elementary school, middle school, high school with me, and it was kind of interesting to see somebody new. And so I got to know her a little bit and eventually got up the courage to ask her out, which was a huge deal for young me who had hair still and was like cool about everything. I had all life ahead of me. And asked her out and did all the good boyfriend things. We went to movies that my dad drove us to. We went to like festival things that her town had. She lived a few minutes away from me, and they had different kind of fireworks festivals in the summer and or in the, I guess, early fall season. And it was going pretty well for about a month and a half. And I had met her mom. I had done the whole thing. I'm a very good parent pleaser. I like to make friends with the parents that they don't think that I'm awful for their child, to this day still. And it's important to know that I met her mom because I get a text from this girl that I was dating about a month and a half into our relationship. And she says, "Do you know somebody named Arvid Denner?" And I stop and I go, "Well, yeah, he's my great-grandfather." And it's not so strange that she would know the name because he was from my hometown, and he went to my high school, and his picture is up in our lunchroom. And he's a fixture in the community. He was a volunteer firefighter. It was a whole deal. And so I texted her back, "Well, yeah, he's my great-grandfather." This is a lot of people to say this to. I did not expect this crowd. She texts me back, "That's so funny, he's my great-uncle." A little bit of backstory. My great-grandfather and my great-grandmother divorced when my grandma was young, and they both remarried, and my great-grandfather had another family, and my great-grandmother remarried Arvid Denner. Now, he had another family as well, and his wife had died in a car accident along with one of his daughters, and so he remarried when he was a little bit older. So we were not blood related. I want to stress that. Not blood related at all. But she is my step-second cousin. First girlfriend. First person I ever dated in my whole life. This is the first foray into dating. This is my introduction to romance. This is great setup for the rest of my life. So, this is a story about a breakup that didn't happen for another month and a half. Because I had a girlfriend, and I was 14, and it was great to have a girlfriend at 14. You get to go do things, and people think that you're cool when you have a girlfriend in high school. Or so I thought. So I keep up dating her because I have somebody, and it's so nice to have somebody. And I keep thinking in the back of my head, okay, but family reunions? And her mom is gonna, and she knew. Her mom knew the whole time. And did not tell either of us. We looked at photo albums of our family. So the actual breakup was not as interesting as this whole thing. I broke up with her on Facebook because I am a coward. And as stated before, a failure as a man. So that's fine. I will give that moniker to myself. That's fine. So I broke up with her on Facebook. We never talked again. And the next year, when we were sophomores in high school, she started dating somebody that I knew very well because he was my actual second cousin. This is not fake. This is real. They have been dating since 2010 and are getting married in Alaska this summer. You can clap. That's fine. Good for them. Yeah, so when my great-grandfather died, which was a couple years ago now, we went to the funeral, and he was from Middleton, so we had the funeral in Middleton. And her mom, this girl's mom that I dated, came up to me, and I had not seen her in a decade. And she said, like, hello, how are you? And I said, hello, it was fine. In line to get food, because it was a Lutheran funeral, so, you know, you have to go eat after the whole thing. In line, someone turns to me and says, are you part of the family? I was like, uh-huh. Yep, I am. So that was my introduction to romance. I don't know if any of you have experienced anything like this. I've never met anybody who has any crazy family stories like that, but I thought that it would be fun to share with all of you tonight. Thank you.
Oh, man, Jonah. Do you remember when we started and I said it takes guts to come up here and share? Man, that must have been, that might have been the most gutsy story. I love when you said that you looked at albums of our family. That was the best part of that story.